Hello there, welcome to the archive. As always, today I'm gonna walk you through the process that I use to, to generate the videos that I do with the Jukebox. And to do that, first of all, you need some kind of base file to generate from. Now, for the sake of it, I decided to go with the Portal 2 soundtrack. First one on the list is very enticing. There are some other good ones in here as well, but yeah, I think we'll just grab Science is Fun and go with that. So, first of all, what I'm gonna do with this file is I'm gonna plop it over to FL Studio. And then I'm gonna launch FL Studio. Hold up, that probably broke everything, didn't it? Yes, that broke everything. Naturally. Be right back. We are back. Are we? Yes. I may have to sync the audio. Hold on. Yeah. So, here we are, FL Studio. Why are we here? Well, we're here to align the beats. You don't strictly need to do this, but yeah, I find it... Wait, that's the wrong one. Which one did I take? I did not grab that one. What are you on about? Maybe I did. Let's do that then. Let's remove that, because that's the wrong one. Yeah, let's get our file in here. Now, first step, let's figure out the beat, the BPM of this thing. What would that be? Also, that's loud for me. I think over here it looks like we got a nice visual on what we might have. Yeah, that's with the beat, not some weird thirds or something like that, so yeah. Let's, for the sake of visual, do the sync over here. And to do that, I'm just gonna remove... You can do this many ways, but I'm just gonna do the way I am comfortable with, which is to cut it up to a beat, align that, and figure it out from here. So $203? Nah. Tick. Yeah, I mean, it's either this or half this. Is it 203? Might it be 204? Let's properly align this. I have to undo this later, but 202? No. Let's look further ahead. Yeah, it's definitely not 202. Let's do some Googling. I should have got this done. It's I should have prepared more. Well, let's assume what we have is decent. Let's see if it's still correct over here. Nope. I would say no. Although I do not know. Let's try at the beginning. It's slowly falling out of sync, so maybe this wasn't the best song to choose. Oops. Okay, let's see what it actually is. That's a good line. I'll go for you. It's hard to see. Yeah, it's definitely falling out of sync. I think we all can hear that. 203.5. Is that the magic number? I mean, it's still on track right now, and it's been going since here. So 101.75. Oh wait, is it falling out of sync now? Am I hearing it falling out of sync again? I think I am. 0.6? That's bad for me. Well, I think we found the real number. The problem is that 203.6 doesn't work with my current script because of reasons. The BPM needs to be an integer when it's multiplied by 4, which means 203.5 would have worked, 203.25 would have worked, 203.75 would have worked, but not 203.6. So, oof. I may have to find another song. I'm just gonna... Let's see what the computer thinks the BPM is. Did it also say 203.6? What? No. How did I do this before? Well, the computer came to the same conclusion as me, and that is that it's 203.6. Yikes. I could fix this by slowing it down a little bit, making it into 203.5. That might be what we have to do. Now we're stretching it just a little bit. And now we're at 203.5. Sounds basically the same. Yeah. Yeah, okay. This means I'm gonna have to do a post-process step later where I stretch it out just a tiny bit. Normally you wouldn't have to do this. But now when we have aligned it, as you see, I've made it so that the beats are on the actual beats, you know. I might actually do that, just so it doesn't, just so when the generation, when it's gonna cut back into a beat here, I don't want it to cut in when it's at the high point. I want it to cut in when it's roughly near the middle, so there's as a little of a click as possible. And yeah, make sure that is that. Elongate that a bit if you wish. I don't think it's needed. Right now I'm checking up here for the length, and it seems to be 2 minutes and 34 seconds will be just about right. So let's export this file as a WAV file. I like to export it as primer. Zip. And now we have the file. Minimize FL Studio. We may come back there and check that time again later. That's still going, good. Now, here, welcome to Jukebox, or my modified version of Jukebox. And I have been moving around things a lot just before starting the stream, so things might not actually work. But I've moved all the parameters here, from here to here. Here's all the parameters that are safe to change, I believe, along with descriptions for them, what they do, what some of the limits might be. Yes. Oh yeah, I should probably set up my drive. Hold on while I do that quickly. Yoink. Drive.google.com. Please be quick. Thank you. I'm gonna take my old stuff in here and just move it into a folder. Yoink. Yes, move. There we go. Welcome to Drive. This is my folder called NNTest3. It's just the third copy of this notebook, so that's just what it was. But to here, I upload my primer, which is now the aligned song. Yeah. So we upload that. Should be 100 or so megs, or 80 megs or so, depending on how long it is. 30 megs, almost. So it won't be too long. So that's uploading. That will be available soon. Now let's go and change some settings, because we need to change these parameters to have it work. Specifically, the BPM over here. I should also do that. A zoom, so we can see. But yeah, the BPM should be set to what we have in FL Studio, 203.5. And the length was 2 minutes 34 seconds, I guess. So we'll put that in a bit lower down here. 2 minutes 34, yes. We want to change the sampling level to 2, because that's where you start. We may change sampling temperature. I don't think we will. If you want to, you can put in a artist, a single artist, in this here. And into genre, you can input multiple genres. So you can have multiple strings separated by space. So you could have progressive space, electronic space, dance, and that would be a collection of 3 genres. Lyrics, if you want to put that in. And these shouldn't really matter if your thing is called primer.wav. If you change the name of the primer, or the initial song that we generate from, you change that here. Oh yeah, should probably do the tell the top variables as well. 5B lyrics is a bigger model. 1B lyrics is smaller but less sophisticated. This name here, that's just pointed to that NNTest3 folder where we have our primer. Hence why this is also down here where we specify the audio file. But store models on drive. If you want to store the priors on drive, I don't recommend that, since they are, huge, at least level 2. Number of samples, I keep that at 1. BPM, we have that set. Prime tokens and gen tokens, yes. That decides how big the chunks are. So I'm thinking that much, which would be 8 beats. And then, so 8 chunks, 8 beats prime, 8 beats generates. And then that would just go down the line like so. Which would mean, oops, which would mean the second part, this part of any one of these is gonna be machine generated. So, for example, this would be the original up until there, and then whatever would be here would be replaced with generation. And then it would switch back here to the original again. And then there it would, their jukebox would take over. And you kind of want to line that up so that, like for instance, right here is a good example where the tone switches. It goes from to, and jukebox is generating right up until that change. So it's hard to describe it. It's in my experience, having it aligned this way usually makes the jump less noticeable from generation back to original. Maybe just a tendency, maybe just a... Why am I dropping words all of a sudden? Oh well. Maybe it's just a perceptual thing. Either way, I think I went through all of these variables. Sampling temperature. You probably want to keep that quite high if you're not including an artist, a genre, and lyrics. If you're going to include an artist, at least I would drop that to 0.99 or 0.98 maybe. Perhaps 0.95, but yeah. I think we'll stick at 0.995. Sample length is correct. Yes. And all of this is just code that runs and does things on the above or from the above parameters, and yeah, I think we're ready. I think. So yeah, sampling level 2 in the beginning, work our way up to level 0, set our BPM, set our length, our sampling temperature, just make sure things are equal and correct, and then the code should figure out the rest, really. So with that out of the way, let's hit run all. And we shall see where it gets us. It's going to ask for connecting yeah, right here, connecting to Google Drive, and yes, I do not know what can be leaked, so I'm just gonna take precautions. And I'm gonna click the link, and I'm gonna hit allow, and then I'm gonna copy the link that it gave me back, paste it in the window, hit enter, wait for it to actually do it. Yeah, there you go. And now it's installing Jukebox. Really, you should just be able to walk away now. Keep in mind though that Google Colab has a tendency to kick you if you are inactive. So come back every few minutes and, I don't know, bash your head on the keyboard or something. Now, prior level 2 is huge, to say the least. It's 11 gigabytes. So, I mean, I might pause here, I guess. These errors are... Don't worry about those errors, that's just package stuff. It's not vital to this. Now we're loading up our connection to our GPU. We're putting code. We put in all our parameters now, and now we're loading the priors, or the prior, I should say. And as per our selection, it's loading 5B lyrics, and it's going to use all these. Yep. And this might take a while, up to 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, depending on how many users there are on Colab right now. I do kind of want to change like the internal downloading routine so it actually shows the progress, because just sitting there with just this is kind of non-interactive. But yeah, it will load the prior, it will set up the hyperparameters given the artist, the genre, and the lyrics, and the sampling temperature, all of which is defined above. Some more stuff. Some more stuff, and here is actual generation. Here's where you will see the output there. But yeah, we won't be seeing anything there for a while. But yeah, running vget, so it's downloading the prior. This prior, I happen to know, is big. Level 2 is big. And if for some reason the artist and the genre, and if any one of them is not in the list as defined by these, this window will spit out a warning at you. Specifically, it will spit out a warning if you leave artist empty, I think. Either way, if you leave artist or genre completely empty, as in an empty string, it will put out a warning saying, oh, it's an empty string. I don't have that, but I do have... So I'm going to default to unknown, which is index 0, which is what I wanted anyway. Unknown is basically the unconditioned inputs. As you can see here, it's ID 0 is actually used by a few things. at least for artists, there it's unknown, various, and also nothing. So it's literally unknown and various and nothing is the same to the network. So yeah, and it's the same deal with the genres, I think, except that it doesn't have a empty. And I can't spell. It still has unknown as 0, but it doesn't have empty string as 0 as well. So yeah, if you leave genre empty, it will say an error and it will default to unknown. So, but it's the same anyway, so just a crude warning. Four minutes ago. This might take a while, I don't know. If it doesn't, I would be happy. Please, Google Collab. Well, we're at the 5-minute mark. Our disc just got yellow. We might be on pace, I have no idea. It's not showing me a progress bar, so I can't know. But yeah. As long as you set up these settings, make sure that you obey the limitations of some of the variables, such as BPM. It should just beep and go. And oh, I think it just, yeah, it finished. And here it says input genre maps to the list, input genre maps to the list empty, which is not present, defaulting to word 0, which is unknown. If that seems wrong, please format genre correctly, and it doesn't seem wrong, so That only happens if you leave it empty though. Some more output stuff, doesn't really matter, only to me. The power monitoring thing broke for some reason. So I'm trying to diagnose that, but yeah. As you see now, the main block is running. And this is what we will see for a while. Hours, in fact. Oh, we're running at 8. God damn it! Why? Why? Why do you run at 8? Google, why do you give me a slow GPU? You bonker. Anyway, at level 2, this thing will output a periodic sample for you to listen to every 10 minutes. At level 1 it will be every 30 minutes. And at level 2, at level 0, it will be every hour. You can change that, of course. But yeah. This is most likely what you will be looking at, which is your time to finish, and what it's currently generating. I do believe it did. Yeah, it did output. It did output a sample just as it started, because the time went from 49 to 50, I guess. But yeah, we can let this generate for I don't know, a few minutes, and then I'll stop it, and we can decode it and do stuff. Want that as a manual thing. We use that later. But yeah, as I said, every 10 minutes, and at the end of a level, it will output the entire song that it has so far for you to listen to at every level. The times, as I said, differ between the levels. 10 minutes for level 2, 30 for level 1, 60 for level 0. Hmm, 13% already. I'll stop it at 15%, and then we'll manually output it using this, and we'll listen to what we got so far. If it's decent, we will continue to generate it, and well, that's it. When you get to the end of the level, you simply change this, the sampling level, and you just go up until you're satisfied, or until you're at level 0. %, okay. Cancel. Now normally you can't cancel that, but I fixed that. Yes, we cancel that. Let's decode it. There it goes. And it should now be right here. Should be updated soon. Yeah, 255. So this is what we just generated. It's surprisingly noisy. Did I frick something up? How many tokens is it doing? Come on, tell me. Tell me the number of tokens you are doing. 480. What's the sample rate? 26048. Okay, yeah, that explains it. That explains it. God damn it. That's kind of a low sampling rate to get. That's too bad. Hey, what if I put in the 101.75 as the BPM instead? What would that get me for BPM? Still the same. Do I want to push it to 52 kilohertz? The thing is, usually when you have let's say you have 100 BPM. 100 BPM would quite nicely... Oh, it wouldn't. Wow. 100 BPM would be 25 kilohertz sampling rate. I might change that in the future so it actually will go up. Because I think 26 kilohertz is a bit too low. Yeah, I'm gonna change that real quickly so we get a higher sampling rate. It's gonna be 51 kilohertz instead of 25. So weird things might happen. So, well, lucky me, we have to reload the priors now. Maybe not. I'm gonna temporarily comment that out. You would never have to do this. Because, well... So yeah, 52,000 kilohertz instead of 26. That's a lot better. We're gonna load our stuff. I'm not gonna load the checkpoint because actually let's nuke the checkpoint while we're at it. So we did this, I think. Transfer it to the CPU. Start the broken power monitor thingy. $960 tokens now. Yeah, that makes more sense. And I kept it at 8, yes, and I kept it at 203, yes. Okay, we're golden. We're golden. Woohoo. So now I will let this generate again. And hopefully the quality will be a bit better this time. I've never tried the network over 44 kilohertz though, so yeah, this might be jank. Might be jank, yeah. That's a lot of tokens. Well, it's double the amount of tokens. Also this one. Let's decode that. Let's see what that sounds like. Come on. There you go. Mm-hmm. Better. So we will just continue generating. And that's the gist of it, really. You, you just let it go. You just let it go round and round and round, doing its thing. I am curious how this one will turn out, though. But yeah, I can't really think of anything else to add. You put in the length, the BPM, the amount of beats, what level, the conditions. You give it the original audio file, and you hit go. And then after, well, an hour I guess, for this level, you hit go again, but you change sampling level to 1 instead of 2. And then when that's done after 3 or 4 hours, or 2 hours or so, you change the sampling level to 0, and then you hit go again. And that's about that, really. If you have any questions, ask them, because I don't know what I missed. I think I brought everything. Yeah. Rambler tutorial, I'm sorry. But yeah, might be back later when this is more done. Might actually tell it to do another output right now. There you go. Well, surprisingly good, I would say. Yeah. See you another time. Goodbye.